What we consider a small improvement may be a great show of growth for another. We are here today to celebrate the small but significant steps we are making. We hope that you enjoy the day. Now, sit back, relax and listen to our peer's story.
Okay, so part of my role, my line manager Paul informed me we'd received some funding from Health Education England regarding a Trailblazer project. So this project was to have money to train peer support workers, and there'd been a paper that had actually gone to a meeting discussing the peer agenda and what the role of the peer agenda would be across the organisation, and it was agreed that we would employ 10 peer support workers on our inpatient wards.
I wanted to become a peer facilitator because I really value the core beliefs and the principles behind peer work.
It was a completely new role. Nobody really knew what they were expected of at the moment, but nobody knew what peer facilitators were here for.
One of the things we have learned is that due to the nature of the peer role, communication has to be really, really good. The peer sits within a team with an external support network, and to get that right, you really have to have great communication, and that is something we recognise and something we are continually looking to improve.
So what's gone really well around the peers is they've integrated into the wards, and the service users have really found the value of them being there to be able to talk to. Also, it's given a different perspective to the staff as well. So the staff have seen individuals, how they and asked those individuals to support them to get messages through to the service user who perhaps doesn't want to engage which has been really helpful. For peers, I've watched them come in, say I've only got my lived experience to share, thank you for giving me a chance, and then watch them grow and develop, and been so successful that they've either moved on to a senior peer role, or they've got a job for the health and well-being, or gone on actually to do occupational therapy training. So it's been amazing because those individuals have used their journey, their story, to empower somebody else's recovery, and then also really move on their own recovery and their own journey, and use those experiences to develop themselves and carry on.
The senior peer facilitator came up, which I really wanted to apply for and was successful in achieving, because it gave me the opportunity to further spread the peer word, if you like, and support the peers. So it's almost like I am able to offer peer support on an even wider, even deeper level.
We have really enjoyed having a peer support worker on the ward, and both patients and staff have found it really beneficial. We feel that the peer support worker has been a listening ear for our patients, and that's gone a long way with helping their recovery, with helping restrictive practice, and helping them feel listened to. A peer support worker has been helpful in so many ways. They have helped be an advocate for the patient, as well as let us know what the problems are with the wards and how the patients are feeling. It's been really helpful to improve the ward as a whole and make sure that our patients are as comfortable as possible.
Somebody thinking of becoming a peer, absolutely, definitely do it, go for it. And if you're interested in their well-being and empowering them, a fantastic life after mental health. And
Hi, I'm Pippa and I work for Lancashire and South Cumbria NHS Foundation Trust as a peer facilitator on a mental health inpatient ward. I aim to improve the experience of service users on the ward. Yes, I have my own lived experience of mental ill health, but I also know that my experience, whilst it could be similar, is not the same as another's. I'm very much service user led, and we always find something in common. It's better when we have things in common. My tasks on the ward vary, depending on who needs my support and in what way. Some days we might just have a natter, because clinical staff on the ward are so busy with their clinical duties that it can be difficult for them to just spend time with a service user. I may talk about how I resolved an unpaid bill, or how I managed moving house, or paying off a debt can help service users understand the difference between real worries that need an action plan to resolve and hypothetical worries that may or may not occur. We talk about how hobbies and volunteering give structure and meaning to my life. Sometimes it's encouraging a small change, how to find a dentist, register with a GP, obtain a bus pass. Loads of issues crop up and we find solutions to problems together. I listen a lot and service users learn to open up. The staff I work with on the ward have noticed that because I share my own experiences and talk about how I've recovered, I've become a valuable member of the team. However, it's not always been like this. In the beginning, it was really challenging, to be honest, working as a peer facilitator. I think this was because the staff didn't understand my role. This meant that I was often asked to support them with clinical duties like observations or taking someone off the ward who might not have the right leave type for me to do so. I was really worried that they thought I wasn't being helpful, but it's not something I was confident in doing or supposed to do as part of my role. But it was important because I didn't want it to harm the therapeutic relationship and trust I have with the service users. Now they understand my role better, they've noticed that I build up a rapport with service users quickly. They see that the service users trust me and they value me as part of the ward team because I've built up a therapeutic relationship with the service users. When I'm not on shift, service users often ask the other staff when I'm due back in. I've walked a similar path to the service users, sharing stories, sharing what's helped me recover, and role modelling self-care and recovery inspires hope and empowers service users. I love promoting recovery and empowering people back to a place of independence. There are lots of peers in the Trust. Not all work on wards, some work in people's homes or in community settings, but we all use our lived experience to give hope.
You know, the goals that they've got and the dreams that they've got are still there. You know, they are still there. And yes, they want to talk about things that have happened to them and still happening to them. They still have hope and dreams for their future.